Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something we've all felt. Why do you still feel exhausted after what should have been a full night's sleep? Well, we're going to show you how to sleep for fewer hours, but wake up with way more energy. And it's all backed by the science of psychology. So let's get right into it.
This has to sound familiar, right? You hit that snooze button, you feel heavy, unfocused, and you're just wondering, what went wrong? You did everything you were supposed to do, you got your 8 hours in, so why don't you feel rested? The answer is probably not what you think, and it has a lot less to do with how long you were in bed and everything to do with how you slept.
You see, the whole game changes the second we stop counting hours and start focusing on quality. Just think about it for a second. 8 broken, interrupted hours of sleep are no match for 5 complete, deep, restorative sleep cycles. This right here is the fundamental shift in thinking we're going to unpack today.
So, let's get into our first section here. We've got to understand that our brains, well, they operate on a totally different system than the clock on your nightstand. It's time to learn your brain's unique sleep code.
Okay, this is the absolute most important point. According to sleep psychology, your brain isn't sitting there with a stopwatch, logging minutes and hours. Nope. Instead, it's working to complete a series of cycles. When it finishes those cycles, you feel amazing, but when it's interrupted midstream, you feel terrible, and it doesn't matter if you slept for 10 hours. So what's actually in these cycles?
Well, 2 stages are the real heavy lifters. First, you have deep sleep. This is like your body's personal repair crew. It's fixing muscles, it's boosting your immune system. Then you've got REM sleep. That's when your mind takes over, like a meticulous filing system, processing emotions and storing all your memories. You need both of these. They are absolutely essential to feel restored. And that brings us to the real villain of the story, fragmented sleep. This is what happens when things like stress, or that late-night coffee, or even the blue light from your phone constantly interrupt those vital sleep stages. So yeah, your body might be in bed, but your brain never actually gets the chance to finish its work and fully recover.
Okay, so now that we know all this, what do we do about it? Well, in our next section, we're going to see that the secret is to stop fighting your own biology and actually start working with your body's natural clock.
And this all boils down to your circadian rhythm. Just think of it as your internal master clock. It's this 24-hour cycle that's literally hardwired into your biology, and it's the thing in charge of telling your brain, hey, it's time to feel sleepy, or okay, time to be alert. So how do you work with this clock? It's actually pretty simple. Consistency. Just going to bed and waking up at the same time every single day. And yeah, on weekends too. It trains your brain. It learns exactly when to release the sleep hormone, melatonin, on a super reliable schedule. The result? You fall asleep faster and you wake up feeling genuinely fresh. Now, I want you to remember one magic number, 90. Each of those sleep cycles we were just talking about, they last approximately 90 minutes. And believe me, understanding this number is the secret to waking up perfectly. So instead of vaguely aiming for 8 hours, start planning your sleep in 90-minute blocks. This means you're actually aiming for 4.5, 6, or 7.5 hours of sleep. Why? Because this makes sure your alarm clock goes off at the end of a sleep cycle, not right in the middle of deep sleep.
Because we all know what happens when your alarm rips you out of a deep sleep stage, right? You get this, sleep inertia. That's the official scientific name for that awful, groggy, I feel like I've been hit by a truck feeling. The 90-minute rule is your single best defense against it.
And to really lock in this new rhythm, here's a super simple morning hack. The second you wake up, get some direct sunlight for just a few minutes. That light exposure literally hits a reset button on your circadian rhythm for the entire day, and it tells your brain it's officially time to be awake and alert.
Okay, so we've mastered our body's clock. Now let's talk about the evening. You can't just work until 10 p.m., flip off the light, and expect your brain to instantly switch off. It doesn't work that way. You need to prepare it for rest with a powered-down ritual.
And here is a simple but really powerful rule to follow, the 3-2-1 rule. Okay, so 3 hours before bed, no more heavy meals or alcohol because digestion keeps your body active. 2 hours before bed, stop all work. Your brain needs to switch out of that problem-solving mode. And then crucially, 1 hour before bed, no more screens. That blue light actively blocks your body from making the sleep hormone, melatonin. What you're actually doing with this ritual is a process that psychologists call cognitive offloading. You're sending a crystal clear signal to your nervous system that the demands of the day are done. You're telling it that it's now safe to relax and enter recovery mode. And this has a very real biological effect. Look at this. Before your ritual, your brain is humming along with active beta waves. But afterwards, it shifts down to these relaxed alpha waves, which are the natural gateway to sleep. This isn't just a feeling, it's a physical change in your brain.
All right, this brings us to our final and maybe the most important section, the mindset shift. Because how we think about sleep dramatically impacts its quality.
I just love this quote. You know, in our culture that often glorifies the hustle, it's easy to start seeing sleep as lazy or unproductive, but the science is so clear on this. Sleep is not a weakness. It is the single most powerful performance-enhancing activity you can do. It's your brain's essential recovery mode.
And just look at what gets restored during this recovery. Your ability to focus, your control over your emotions, your capacity to make sharp decisions, all of these are forged while you sleep. Viewing sleep as a tool for success, instead of some necessary evil, is a total game changer. Before we wrap this up, I've got one last bonus tip for you. This will help you clear away any of that leftover morning fog in just 60 seconds. A quick burst of movement, like a few jumping jacks, or even just splashing your face with some cold water works wonders. This simple action jumpstarts your sympathetic nervous system, releasing this natural cocktail of energy boosters like dopamine and norepinephrine. It is a way faster and healthier wake-up call than a cup of coffee.
So, after everything we've gone over, the choice is really yours. Are you going to keep counting hours, hoping for the best? Or are you going to start counting cycles? Honestly, the answer to that question could change how you feel every single day.